Hi,
Hi,
we're your hosts,
Clash Rant,
and I'm Rubigold May.
and this is the Delirious Minds Podcast. Welcome, everyone, to episode 2 of Delirious Minds.
Today we will be discussing the Enneagram test from Truity.com, which is TRUITY.com.
We recommend also checking out EnneagramUniverse.com. Honestly, we would have taken that test today, but for the sake of the podcast, we are taking the one from Truity because the questions are provided in the same order every time, and the questions on the other are not.
Similar to the 16 personalities test, the Enneagram is widely known in the world of psychology, though it is also not entirely accurate. This test assigns you a personality archetype or an enneatype.
Unlike the 16 personalities test, there are only 9 archetypes, assigned as numbers 1 through 9.
Additionally, each of the 9 enneatypes are divided into one of 3 groups: the instinctive group, the thinking group, or the feeling group.
These groups are known as triads, and they describe how those types relate to reality, as well as their dominant emotions. The triads provide deeper insight into your Enneagram type and may be able to help you understand yourself better.
More information about these triads can be found at the EnneagramUniverse.com. And additionally, EnneagramUniverse.com also provides information about which Enneagram types are compatible with each other.
Truity.com poses questions similarly to how 16personalities.com does. It provides a statement, and you answer how much that statement is applicable to you on a scale from almost never to almost always.
The first of these statements is, I strive for perfection.
All right. I think that is completely accurate for me. I am a total perfectionist, and yes.
It's also accurate for me, and I feel like I'm too much of a perfectionist sometimes. I work hard to be helpful to others.
I think I'll put right below all the way accurate because I do try to be helpful, but it's like work hard. Like I don't work like I'm not gonna say full accurate because it's not like constantly something I'm doing. I guess
I'm doing full accurate
for you
because I work very hard to like be a certain person in other people's lives. The next question is, I feel my emotions very deeply. I'm doing full accurate for that. We already know that I am a very feeling person. I feel my emotions very deeply, and I desire to have a stronger grasp on them so they don't control me as much.
I do feel certain emotions very deeply, but like overall, I feel like it's not. I feel like I don't act like it's as deep as the main thing.
Yeah, but that's expression versus feeling.
Yeah,
they're different. I feel like at the very least you should do mostly.
Yeah,
accurate.
that's what I was thinking. I have a sense that other people will never truly understand me.
Logically, I know that people understand me. Like, my mom understands me better than anyone, but there are times where I feel very misunderstood, and when those times happen, which everyone experiences those times, when those times happen, I get this, like, feeling of just, like, dread that I'm like, nobody will understand me ever. And I feel like it's, like, a secret fear of mine, maybe, even though it's not on like my list of fears because I don't actually care about it that much, but like I feel like in the back of my mind I'm like, nobody understands me sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like that's for one something that everyone experiences at some point. One thing I have been thinking of is going to school in a big city is that like coming from where we live, like in the country, there's a lot of people who are not gonna be able to understand like my life experience in that way, which is something that I haven't really thought about until now. I think I might say mostly inaccurate or whatever. Like not fully, but like
I'm gonna do neutral.
Okay. I think deeply about things. I think we're
Fully
both
accurate.
saying fully accurate.
Yeah.
Again, that's one of those self-explanatory ones that we've talked about on the other episode that we love to do exactly this. So it is important to me to avoid pain and suffering at all times.
See,
I'm being called out just a little.
See, this is like obviously pain and suffering.
Most people
are pain and suffering.
Most people are avoiding pain and suffering.
Yeah, that's like the whole like goal of life. But on the flip side of that, like if you're looking at it philosophically, you need that in your life to understand.
Like I feel like sometimes I like
yin and yang. You need both, right?
Yes, but it's like for the most part, I am trying to avoid. Now I'm thinking about going into this in like relationships or love and stuff, and like there are many times I could have avoided suffering, and I could see that it would lead to suffering, and I was like, no, I'm gonna do this anyway.
I think a lot about what will happen in the future.
Gee, I wonder what we were talking about before starting the stream.
This is true.
I'm gonna say fully accurate.
Yeah.
I think way too much about the future and what I want, and like visions of the future, I guess. I don't know.
Like, it's more about, when I think about the future, it's more about the goals. It's not like,
Yes.
I think that something bad's gonna happen in the future.
I do also think about
You
things
do.
that are bad, but
like, I think about my goals and where I want to go
Yes.
with my life.
Exactly.
And, I don't try to fit in with ordinary people. What does
not even try.
mean?
I don't fit in with ordinary people. I think you have to agree to this.
Why?
Because you don't fit in with ordinary people.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm always trying to be a better person. See, I don't like this question because I always feel like I'm trying to be a better person, but I don't know that I always achieve that.
It says trying.
Yeah, like trying would be full accurate, but like my mind's always like, oh, I need to do this better. This is something that I can do better. And for a while, it was really getting to me because I'm like, I need to be a better person. I hate who I am right now. But now my brain's like, I am a good person.
But let's just keep working.
And yeah, like there's things like, I think that like the concept of being a good person is less about like actually like being somebody who is good, and it's more about trying to be better.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna say mostly accurate. I think you could say full accurate though.
I'm doing full accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounded like maybe you weren't based on what you were saying, I guess. But yeah, okay. I like to analyze things from every angle.
Hey,
what are we doing currently? What is this whole thing based on?
I'm doing fully accurate.
Yes.
And this also applies to how I like to have friends from
Exactly.
both sides of situations. Like, I have religious friends and hyper-atheist friends.
I'm the hyper-atheist
friend. The hyper-atheist friend. I love being able to see where people come from with different issues.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm doing fully accurate for this.
Yeah. And just, like, in school or in life, like, I just overthink everything, so that includes thinking about things from every angle, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I avoid situations that bring up negative feelings.
See, again, for the most part, most people tend to do this, but
Yeah.
I am thinking about how I said earlier about, like, relationships and stuff, and sometimes knowing it's going to go wrong and doing it anyway. I'm
gonna do mostly accurate. This is making me think about anxiety and stuff, and like, how I get anxiety with public speaking. And I'm gonna bring up that book again that I've been listening to, by Jordan Peterson, 12 Rules for Life. I don't think a lot of people listening to this would actually like it, but it's an interesting... He's a psychologist, like a really famous psychologist, so I wanted to see what he was writing about. And he was just talking about how, like, if you have anxiety about something and then you... Like, this is how people with agoraphobia form agoraphobia, which is like a fear of like the outside world. If you have anxiety about something and you don't go and do that thing, you are telling your brain and your anxiety, in the anxiety parts in your brain, that that was a dangerous thing and that your anxiety was successful in keeping you away from danger. So you're reinforcing the fact that that is something that you should have
I've heard that before.
about. So it's a positive feedback loop.
Yeah.
So that's something that I need to not do, but I know I do it. So yeah, I'm doing mostly accurate. I seek excitement.
Yes, I'm usually pretty follow the dopamine or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I feel like there are times where I like don't want excitement though. I just want there to be like calm, like.
I feel like that makes sense, and that reinforces my answer.
So I think I'm just gonna do mostly accurate.
Okay.
Myself.
I feel like that's kind of like an introversion extroversion type thing,
Yeah.
like how that question from the other test was like, if you had a busy week, do you want to just like relax or do you want to go out more and hang out with people type thing?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like I feel like I always want more excitement, even though like calm is nice, but I'm usually seeking excitement, I guess.
People should follow the rules instead of doing what they feel like doing.
I don't like the way this is worded either, because like doing what they feel like sometimes it depends on the person, because sometimes what someone feels is going to be neglectful of the rules and be bad, but other times it might not necessarily be bad. Because like I don't think rules are like always what's right, and I feel like people can make decisions that are still morally sound that don't follow the rules.
Because who gets to decide what rules are good? Like,
yeah, exactly. But like at the same time, people just doing what they feel.
To some extent, the rules are just what someone feels like.
Exactly.
So yeah. So neutral.
I might say slightly accurate, actually.
Okay. I'm a little more against authority than you are. So.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I hold myself to very high standards. This is fully accurate.
Fully accurate.
Fully accurate. School, life, and I'm always worried about not being good enough and always wanted to be the best. So yes, exactly.
These high standards have gotten me in trouble though before, because it's like hurt my mental health a lot. So like,
yeah, spring is brutal for me, and I feel like that's probably not healthy, but I don't have to do it again the same way. So
the high standards I hold myself to have changed. They've shifted over like the past year even.
Right.
So, because I don't get straight A's anymore, and that's more because I'm leaning into other things.
Yeah, it's like prioritizing.
Yeah, like I still want to get like really good grades. Like I hold, like that's a thing that I work towards.
And like more than other people, so.
Yes.
I tend to be more optimistic than most people. I can I say fully accurate? I think I want to.
I want to do mostly accurate.
Okay. I don't
know.
I think I am more optimistic than most people.
I think you are more optimistic than most people, but I don't like get optimism from you. It's not like you exude it. It's just that you're not negative is the thing.
Yeah.
You're not a pessimist.
Yeah. I feel like it's more of an inward thing anyway.
Yeah. It makes me think about how like in the mental health world, a big thing that psychologists focus on is a person's resilience to stress. And we have chronic stress in our society and stuff, so like we just keep getting like hit over and over again, and you're like,
I remember learning about this in psychology too,
like just like cripples you. So like
we're not designed to constantly be responding
we aren't that's the big,
it's like if there was just a lion there the whole like our whole lives.
So anyway, my point was that I think that's a really good thing that you have like this internal like it's like a power within you to not let that chronic stress get to you. I make plans for many years into the future.
We've been talking about this a lot recently, so fully accurate for both of us, I think. Like planning living situations and like projects for like way in the future. We were literally thinking like, oh, when we're 30, we should recreate this picture of what we're doing right now. Like,
that'd be so fun.
It would be.
I read books that help me be more productive or better at what I do. What book am I reading right now?
I'm gonna say mostly accurate because I don't think I do it as much as you, but I do have a procrastination book that I never finished reading, because I got too busy with school, I think is what happened. But yeah, I've read books like that and tried to like, I don't know, just not as much, but I can't say any less because.
I mean, it's something I want to be doing more, but like I haven't always practiced that. So there's only like a couple books that I've actually read that is true. So
I feel like it's more often that I'll watch videos just because that's easier and for better at what I do, it's more relevant to watch a video.
I watch a lot of videos about that, so yeah I'm gonna do mostly accurate.
Okay. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do things right. This is not to do the right thing, but to do things right.
I'm doing full accurate.
Same.
Everyone has a role to play in a society and a duty to do their best.
I don't like the way this is phrased, but I think I agree.
I mean, I guess, but like I think like from a mental health perspective, that's such a demanding way to put it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, okay, so doing your best does not have to be 100% every single day, is what I'm gonna say about that. Whatever you can give, as long as you are like trying your best, I feel like is a better way to say that.
Trying your best, yeah, I like that.
I don't want to say like, yeah, you have to always be doing the absolute best, and you can't like, well, the world will accept nothing but your best. Like, I don't like that. And I think everyone does have a role to play in society, but I don't think they should be told what it is.
Yeah.
So mostly accurate? I'm going to leave some room just because of the way it's phrased. I don't want to fully agree with this in case, I don't know.
I don't like that everyone has a role to play in society. Like, I feel like nobody's going to have, like, a designated place. And I feel like we get caught up in this idea that we have to stay doing this one thing that we've been doing this whole time. And people don't, like, change careers because of that, even though they might be better suited for a different career just because they've changed since they started that career, you know? So I think I do just want to do neutral.
I think I'm still going to say mostly accurate. I think I'm thinking more about, like, has a role, like, everyone has a role in other people's lives and, like, in the world, I guess, in that way. I don't know. whatever.
Fair. I still think I'm doing neutral.
Yeah.
So self-improvement is a major interest of mine.
Obviously, yeah. I'm also saying fully accurate, but for you it's like even more off the scale.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the end? I feel like they
said email.
Thing. What is this?
Mine's not loading.
Birthday survey.
What?
We are currently doing research into how your personality traits might correlate with your date and season of birth. They're doing astrology.
That's funny. I'm gonna turn off the thing and I'll do it.
If you would like to participate in the survey, please answer the questions below.
I'll do it. I'm just turning it off on stream because they don't need to see that.
On what continent were you born?
Mm-hmm.
So it wants what month, what day, what continent, how old you are,
and your gender.
I hate that I can't say what I used to be able to say for these. I actually have to say I'm 18 to 25 now.
Oh.
And what's your gender? I am a woman. Get my results.
See my results. Ooh.
Where did you just get my name from? It just pulled my real name from somewhere.
Did it?
Yeah.
Mine.
Maybe I had an account on here.
Mine says results for guest, so.
It has results for my full name. So I'm glad I'm not the one streaming.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they got it from my email because I gave them my email.
Oh, probably. I gave an email? Whatever.
Did you give Clash?
No, it doesn't say anything. That's the email I used, but.
I'm so confused then. Anyway.
Oh, you have to pay to get the full report.
2s. I'm a 2.
Okay. I'm a 3.
2s seek to love and help the people around them.
That was immediately too accurate for you.
They intuitively perceive when others need their support, and they offer it unconditionally.
Mine says 3s are defined by their desire to achieve. They want to advance in the world and will sacrifice almost anything for success, vigorously pursuing tasks and becoming utterly absorbed in the pursuit of attainment. But they will only choose a task in the first place if it promises rewards and brings prestige. 3s like to stand out. They have a burning need to be admired and see life as a game where winning is emphasized.
The rest of mine says, skilled at seeing the good in people. 2s will praise others warmly, being always ready with a kind word and a listening ear. They have a knack for making others feel like the most important thing in the world.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
See, so that's probably another thing. We didn't take the test from Enneagram Universe, but I think from that website you can probably see more of your results.
Yeah.
Trudy.
They charge you.
Yeah, they charge you. They have other tests. They actually have a version of the 16 personality test that we took in the last episode. Which I haven't seen either. And the real only reason that we took Trudy over the Enneagram Universe is because they had the same exact questions each time, and we didn't want to be taking it with different questions for each of us.
Mm-hmm.
So
we can read. It has these questions at the bottom, which I think are like applied to whatever type you are, because it has, why do I sometimes feel empty and unsatisfied after I've achieved a big goal? Why have I been accused of being fake, even though I always have the best intentions at heart? Why do I try so hard to be liked and admired, but still struggle to really connect with people? And how can I decide which of my ambitious goals are really truly important to me?
I don't like the ones on mine.
What are yours?
They're gonna make me cry.
No.
Why do people seem to be so ungrateful for the things I do for them? How can I stop feeling that I'm being taken advantage of?
Oh, fuck.
How can I find relationships where I feel truly loved and accepted? How can I stop feeling burned out and exhausted by all of my commitments?
That was the most accurate call out I've ever heard for you. Holy shit.
I don't like that.
That was insane. That's not as bad as mine.
That was too accurate. It was like scarily accurate. I don't like that. Enneagram types on Enneagram Universe. Number 2. Enneagram 2. In love of the love. The helper is the one who loves to please and irradiate kindness by delivering themselves to others. I don't like the way that's phrased. Enneagram 3, that's yours, is the achiever. Is an energetic type. I don't know that word. With a lot of self-awareness that could turn into someone empowered. They are pure potential and determination.
That sounds pretty accurate. Mine, I clicked on it and it says energetic and purposeful. One of the people who encourage others to do great and big things, they know it's possible because they've done it themselves. They can achieve what other people have a hard time trying to achieve.
I'm just going to read all this.
Okay.
The one who loves to help and take care of other people, Enneagram Type 2, knows that the best way to feel good is giving themselves unconditionally. This kind of hospitality becomes their way of life and influences their decisions. That's true. Away from selfishness, the helper makes others their top priority and worry for their wellness. I don't know why that sentence is written that way. I thought I read it wrong, but I didn't. The helper is a really hospitable person who's always trying to please and embrace others. Please and embrace others.
That's you.
The ones of this kind don't hesitate to give a hand and give themselves to others to fulfill their needs. That generosity comes from a deep intention. That's how Type 2s are. When disbalanced, they could see love as an investment, and their constant sacrifice might turn into disappointment, as what they give out might not come back. All you need is love is Enneagram Type 2's mantra. That's also kind of like my philosophy for how I view the universe too. So, Type 2s are the lovers, the kindest, the obliging ones. Now let's see how this love engine works. I don't like that. See, this feels a little like, I'm like, oh, I'm so great at loving people, and I don't like that, because I'm not. I've failed a lot, and recently too, so.
Yeah. Mine says, when they meet their purpose, nothing can hold them back. That determination is crucial to keep Type 3s in tune with their main interest, success. They can always go higher, do things better, and stand out. It works well until they feel under pressure. When that happens, they can't rest, but they also can't quit. And that is spring every year. Mine just says motivated by success. It's their happiness, their true life goal, the very thing that pushes them forward. They seem unstoppable, and it's kind of true. Nothing could stop them unless they want. They're aware of their virtues and what they're good at. False modesty is not really their thing. They like to talk about their achievements, duties, dreams, and how close they are to reaching them, but not in a pretentious way. They're just really committed to their energy and purpose.
That seems very accurate.
Yeah.
What motivates Enneagram Type 2? For the helper... Why did I pronounce it?
Helpful.
Helpa. For the helper, there's nothing more important than love, or even better said, being loved. As Bob Marley sings... Why are we quoting Bob Marley? As Bob Marley sings, could you be loved and be loved? Could you be loved and be loved?
I don't know the song.
Me neither. They are always wondering if their significant other loves them as much as they hope they do, or even more than that. Sometimes Enneagram 2s feel a subtle fear. Will people stay around if they are not making the effort to feel loved too? Enneagram Type 2s feel like people expect them to help, to be generous, to support them. That makes them feel good with themselves and worthy of love. They see the needs of people around them and feel it's their duty to fulfill them. That sounds like something I was saying earlier. That sentence.
That's your duty. It's a responsibility. Okay. It says, if I do it right and I succeed, it'll be worth it. Oh, fuck. Okay. They want to feel valuable and accepted. The only way they know how to achieve that is by living an extraordinary life. Self-value is a merit that will increase upon their success. The achiever plans ahead, aims toward their goals, and works hard to stand out in what they do. They are very self-oriented and pragmatic, which makes it easy for them to triumph. The only thing that makes Enneagram Type 3s unfunctional is that sometimes they ignore their feelings, as they believe feelings delay their action and could potentially distract them. As a consequence, they end up feeling disconnected from their deeper interests.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mine says that Enneagram Type 2 believes everything is okay when they are being loved. Of course, we all want... That's really accurate. Of course, we all want and need loved and to feel loved, but we can't let other people define our value. Type 2s think that the more they sacrifice themselves for others, the more they are worthy of love.
Oh my god.
Love is sacrifice. I know this word. Abnegation. For Enneagram 2s, thinking and taking care of their needs is unfair, selfish, and unacceptable. Being selfish is the worst thing that they can think of. And they believe nobody loves someone like that. Everything in their life is divided into two opposing sides. Being good and helpful, or being selfish and only thinking about yourself.
Oh.
The helper feels that being loved requires renouncing to themselves but deep inside they know it's not a selfless resignation. There's an implied price within the action itself.
Oh, Jesus. How's type 3 in love?
That's exciting.
I'm so scared. Oh, Enneagram 3s are seductive and constantly trying to emphasize their high qualities.
Yeah.
They show themselves to others as exceptional and unreachable like a star, but they are thirsty for attention and admiration. Type 3s want to be unforgettable. Despite acting like they don't need anyone, they are scared of connecting deeply with other people, so they try to not get involved with them or to hide their feelings. Type 3s also believe that their emotions might hold them back from achieving their goals, which is not practical and can affect their effectiveness. So, yeah.
I also read like one sentence of mine just now, and I'm a little scared about this. Have you ever heard that song by the Cardigans? Love me, say that you love me.
Stop quoting songs.
I know. Why is it? It keeps quoting from just me.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take the risk of saying that this song was written by a type 2. I read that sentence wrong because they said by a 2 type.
By a 2 type?
Why? By a type 2. Just for this part. Just say that you need me, I can't care about anything but you. In the love field, type 2s are passionate and give everything to their beloved ones. They enjoy long and deep conversations that open the way to what is intimate and most treasured by the other. That's really true. That's the most certain way to connect and win their trust and love. That's the best way to ensure that there is a solid relationship between the helper and their significant other. So, Enneagram type 2s usually seduce people by paying special attention to them.
Mm-hmm. This is such a call out. Is mine being like the seductive and trying to emphasize high qualities and want to be unforgettable? It's like I'm so worried about like, oh, am I better than everyone else? Am I better than anyone you've ever... Anyway.
If they feel they are losing their beloved person, they can become really possessive and intense by doing whatever they can to keep people close.
Mm-hmm.
To feel the right to ask something back, they do more valuable things, so it seems like the other person is in debt with them.
Oh?
These attitudes can be born from an unconscious state of mind, which supports old beliefs that sustain dependent relationships. Yep.
This is just, there's nothing we can say. It's just like, yeah, you're right. I hate you. The best and the worst, the light and the dark. A high self-esteem is Enneagram Type 3's main attribute. All the other types look at them wishing they had the same sense of personal worth Type 3s have. The rest of the Earthlings have it hard sometimes, so they see the achiever as a model, an inspiration, and that's because they're always moving towards their goals. Enneagram 3s are quite aware of their virtues and limitations, and they don't take them seriously, or at least it would seem so. But the one thing that people don't know is that it's hard to be a Type 3, constantly wondering whether they will be able to fulfill the image they have made for themselves. What happens if the achiever doesn't reach the purposes they have set for themselves? That's all true, I guess.
Yeah. Damn.
What's yours?
Most of Enneagram 2's empathy comes from knowing how it feels to be alone, to need someone or something. This is reminiscent of me being homeschooled and not having a lot of friends.
Holy shit.
They would do anything to prevent other people from living in pain or solitude, but on the other hand, the helper ends up feeling like a savior. They feel they must understand and justify other people's actions and save them. That magnitude of compassion is amazing, but can be harmful too, because it turns other people into victims, so it can override them. The helper understands that, although healing is a collective process, each person is responsible for their own healing.
This is actually like, I don't think we've looked at this test that much before, and it's so accurate.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about it compared to the 16 personalities, which we've gotten some different results from that one before, which I would say it's not actually super accurate. I feel like this one's more accurate because it's narrower and you don't have as many places that you can go aside from your actual Enneagram.
Yeah.
The average Enneagram Type 2. In the average status, Enneagram 2s are concerned about their relationships. They spend so much time thinking about what to do to get closer to the people they love, and sometimes they plan big gestures to show their affection. That's because they love to show love, but also because they want to make sure that they're doing enough to be loved back. This could affect I hate this. This could affect type 2's spontaneity and lead them to suppress their real reactions in order to always please others. They worry about doing something wrong and giving other people reasons to not love them anymore. Anyway, most of the time, people feel really comfortable around an Enneagram type 2. They are generous, empathetic, and really good listeners.
Mine says the average type 3 is sometimes that high self-esteem could rise up to the sky, and an Enneagram type 3's could feel like Daenerys without the dragons. I don't know what that's referencing. This overreaction to their self-perception can make them constantly compare themselves to others. In the average behavior, type 3s are ambitious, always seeking a high status, but they also feel insecure, and the more they do, the more they self-promote themselves. The achiever hides their true needs, thinking that maybe if they can convince other people of their value, they can convince themselves too. Okay. Yeah, the ambition is obviously one of my main traits that I always say. Yeah. So
I was looking at the artwork for my Enneagram.
Yeah.
Because at this bottom here where it's talking about the light and dark.
Yeah.
Because we're about to read the healthy and unhealthy types.
Ooh.
Type. But I was looking at the artwork for mine, and the main artwork is just like a person they've taken like a hole out of their chest and they're offering it.
Oh.
And I was like, that's really neat. And
mine is holding a gold medal.
That's really funny.
And the unhealthy is it being so weighed down by said gold medal. Anyway.
So, okay, the unhealthy for mine is, okay, so he's offering the thing from the piece of his chest, like his heart, to some birds, and then in the unhealthy, which I can see where this is going based on this image, is these birds are just like taking pieces off of him.
Oh.
He's missing pieces of himself because of it.
Yeah.
On an unhealthy level, type 2s start to manipulate people so they love them or feel in debt to them. If nothing, they naturally do whatever it takes to attract the ones they love. They even start to act possessively without realizing it's wrong because in some way they think that's justified. Toxic from Britney Spears is your soundtrack. Why are we quoting songs?
I don't know, but that's my favorite one so far.
Recognition and being loved is so important to Enneagram 2s that the fear turns them into an aggressive and selfish lover. Begging for love is such a painful way to live that they get angry. Why do they need to ask for something they deserve? Why does nobody see everything type 2s do for them? This is too accurate.
This is you, like, in winter this
year. It was. Maybe it's time they give themselves what they expect from other people. Otherwise, it might feel like being desperate due to lack of sight while keeping your eyes closed. Whatever. Type 2 should bite their shadow. They should give it love. Type 2 should bite their shadow. They should give it love instead. I don't understand that.
Maybe it was supposed to be shouldn't, I guess.
Maybe. In any case, in an unhealthy state, type 2s can pose like Rose posed for Jack in the Titanic, but in their case it would be a Baroque painting with them as a martyr instead.
Okay. That was a lot. Mine at unhealthy, this is in quotes, it says, "My unhealthy state is the best unhealthy state in the world because I know the best way to be unhealthy," said a type 3, never. It's hard to admit, but behind those amazing and thrilled glory gestures, there is a lot of pain and emptiness. Type 3 start to lie about themselves, fooling themselves and others. With all the energy spent to hold up their circus, we could build Lake Pontchartrain Causeway 3 times. I have no idea. This frustration could appear in the shape of anger and hostility. Appearance finally turns into the projection of what Enneagram Type 3s desire, but not what they really are. I don't think I've ever been this, which is probably good, but...
Yeah,
I could see the lying.
Unhealthy type.
I could see the lying, like if I feel like I'm not living up to a certain standard of myself, just lying about it instead. Healthy types.
Healthy. Now let's talk about the prettier part. We all want to see our best version. Accepting our backlights can be hard, but it's extremely necessary. On a healthy basis, you are deeply dedicated to people, unselfish and compassionate. People love to be around you because you highlight the best of them. It's a religious experience, as Enrique Iglesias said.
Enrique Iglesias? He's the one who sings Bailando.
I know, but I don't like that it says it's a religious experience.
Oh, true.
You love truly. You irradiate love and forgiveness. Nothing is more graceful than seeing you just be yourself, because it's uncommon to feel that kind of warmth. You are an unconditional love source, since you are not at war with yourself anymore. You're unconditional to you. There is no broken mirror now. No more sharp tips in your reflection. There are no threats. Isn't it interesting that your unhealthy version just shows you that the more you resist to love yourself, the less you are able to feel and receive love? You have the key. You can use it to close the door or open it.
Yours seems much more involved.
Yeah.
Mine says, healthy type. Enneagram type 3s feel valuable and useful, productive and fulfilled. No one can tell them who they are and say they are a failure, because that ghost does not haunt them anymore.
Oh.
Type 3s have already learned that there is nothing to win. They already have what's essential, themselves. The way other people see them is no longer a limitation, but rather a firewood fueling their fire. They inspire type 3s to be better, but they are not their main source of nurturing. Achievers are secure, persistent, and focused. They start to thrive because organization and balance improves their work. The best part is that this well-managed energy could lead to type 3s using their talents for good causes and to help other people. Yeah, I'm not there, but that sounds cool.
Yeah, you're definitely not.
No.
You're not there.
It's okay. I'm fine with the average one. That's solid.
That's the end of what this website says.
See, I feel like during the test, there was a question where I said that this comes from me not feeling good enough and wanting to be the best, and that one sentence has described me perfectly for the rest of the whole thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that this is interesting, and I'm a little sad that the Truity test doesn't go into it. So
yeah,
if you're gonna be looking at the Truity test, you should also look at Enneagram Universe.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we took the test. We took the test on Truity.com, which is TRUITY.com. But then we were looking more at the results on the Enneagram Universe.com website. So either check out both, or we probably just recommend the Enneagram Universe website over Truity. But you can find a lot more than what we actually covered on either of these websites if you pay for the report on Truity. And if you're interested in seeing your own results, the links are in the description.
Let us know what Enneagram type you are in the Delirious Studios Discord server, which is also linked in the description.
And thank you for joining us today on this episode of Delirious Minds.